Today's topic is Feel Great, Own It, Maximizing Men's Health. Do you know the top men's health threats? The list includes on heart, blood pressure, joint, hormone changes, and more. Thankfully, men's health threats are mostly preventable. Most importantly, with the solution that Unicity provided, make the processes much more easier than ever. Get answer to this and other men's health questions. Let's hear from Claudia.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Hi, everyone. As always, it's a pleasure to be able to share with you latest health and knowledge around current issues and how our supplements can stand in the gap to help all of you. All right. So, especially today's topic, I'm very excited. Okay, I know I may not be a male, but in the discovery of all this knowledge about hormones has really enlightened me as well. Okay, and it gives me a much better insight and a better understanding and appreciation, okay, also for the opposite sex. All right, so are you excited? All right, it's already talked about, so I hope that you pay attention and tune in. I'm sure that you will also receive and get knowledge that will be very beneficial to you. All right, so without further ado, allow me some time as I share my screen. Okay, so the theme for this month is actually around the area of hormones, okay, for both men and women. So last week, Winda, she has shared extensively about how hormones, okay, can also relate to women's health. So in summary, I will just do a very quick recap about what she has shared last 2 weeks. Okay, so high insulin, also there's a relationship with women's hormone. So it will trigger high testosterone in women. So I'm sure many of you would know that testosterone is a dominant hormone that's present in the male counterpart, right? But if this happens in women, what will occur? So women who have high testosterone as a result of insulin levels will experience painful menses or an irregular menstrual cycle. Or they will notice an abnormal growth of hair, right, in their skin, all right? Suddenly there's a lot of hair, or the flip side can happen, in which they have excessive hair loss, okay, can also occur if women have high testosterone. So mood changes as well. They become a lot more irritable, a lot more angry, agitated. Okay, and there will be unexplained acne that can occur. All right, adult pimple that, well, you have not really done anything much, but out of a sudden, okay, acne can break out on your face, or you find yourself having the problem of losing weight. Regardless of what you do, you have tried everything you know, but the weight just cannot seem to go down, right? So the solution for all this is to really tackle the insulin problem, right? So this is where Feel In comes into the picture that helps us to effectively manage the heart of this issue. So it helps to effectively manage insulin levels with the combination of both of these products. Okay, there are some other products I would like to mention. They are also very beneficial for women's health. So number one is Enjuvenate. Okay, it contains specific ingredients that help to balance out, okay, the different type of women's hormone and to make it into a good normal cycle. So apart from that, there's also another one that I want to point out is called Q10. Okay, this is particularly beneficial for the reproductive hormones because CoQ10 is important in preserving women's ovaries. All right, women's ovaries is the central point in which estrogen is produced. So in order to have good cycle, okay, hormonal cycle, to have good fertility, all right, to be healthy, CoQ10 is very important. It can help to preserve that and improve fertility in women, right? So fun fact, and it's good for you to know. So I won't spend too much time there. So let's go straight into this. How about men, right? I'm pretty sure we always wonder, for women, we feel like it's not fair, why are we always at the receiving end of hormonal problem? So how about men? Do they actually get affected? So most men would think that it's not my problem, right? I mean, it's rarely talked about and I don't feel it. I don't feel that kind of wave of emotion taking over me. So how does this relate to me? So if you see this graph, you can see that testosterone does change and decline drastically as age passes, especially after a certain age, right? So as you can see here, okay, 18, obviously 20 is when your testosterone is at its peak. And slowly as you go 30, 40 especially, and then you can see a very steep decline in testosterone production. So there is the term called menopause, right? And ironically, it's used in women. But is there an official term that we can use this to better term this phenomenon? So according to scientific studies, there is. And the official term is known as andropause. So andropause is used to describe the hormone decline that happens for men. Now, I would just like to describe the changes that happen according to age, okay, and how this will be reflected on a person. So of course, when you are, when you are young, when you're in your 20s, you feel great in general. Your testosterone and other hormones are at its peak, so you will feel great, and you can eat whatever you want, you can sleep late, you don't feel the effects of it so drastically. But once you hit a certain age, okay, once you're in 30s, this is where some form of decline has already occurred. So when you are 30, that's when your hormone mature, okay, your muscle mass peaks. This is where weight gain begins, right? And this will be a lot more evident, especially when you have reunions with friends. When you see them in their 20s, you see them changing and slowly become a little bit more rounder, all right? Even at 20 and 30s, you can start to see that they don't look that good already, right? You will notice subtle changes in how you look and feel, all right? And many of my guy friends also say that they have to watch what they eat because they can gain weight easily, all right? And this is when the beginning of hormone will start to decline. So when you're at your 40s, okay, so if you can still remember about the graph earlier, we can start to see that this is where it drops drastically. So this is where libido and other function declines. Sleeping will slowly become an issue, all right? And hormones have declined to the point of deficiency. So this is where at 40, some men will experience some of this effect, all right? Where they start to feel, either they will start to feel the creeping in of midlife crisis, okay? That there's the feeling of feeling a bit down, okay? Slight feeling of depression, or they might start to feel a bit anxious, okay? So for most people, maybe depression isn't that common, all right? But at this age, you will start to feel a bit insecure, right? That you may observe among your peers or your family members, okay? That they feel like there's a very big need, okay, to overcompensate with the effect and this insecurity of aging, okay? And it will happen especially at this age. And this kind of symptom is also very similar in women, okay, where you will start to feel a bit more anxious, all right? And they can have some other behavior that happen as a result of this. Okay, so some people, they may feel like there's a very strong urge to dress very young or to splurge on big cars or big houses, okay, to just overcompensate that kind of feeling as they go on with this age, yeah? And this is even more obvious when a person were to reach the age of 50. So, ladies and gentlemen, fortunately or unfortunately, andropause has arrived. Okay, I'm sure nobody wants to hear this. Likewise for women myself. All right, and this is where low energy levels can happen, and you're more prone to weight gain, memory loss is an issue, and hormones are at a deficient level. So if you look back, okay, and if you still have friends that you keep in touch for many years, and in all the repetitive reunions that you attend, I'm pretty sure you can remember the differences in how they look according to age each time you meet them, right? And this is the reality of how testosterone will decrease in our lifespan and its effect will be reflected in our appearance as well. Okay, so this is when midlife crisis is a reality. Okay, it may not everybody will experience this, but I'm sure we know one or two people who really do have problem. And it's not because they are not, that they are having problems and they have behavioral problems, but it's simply just a result of hormone imbalance that they are facing right now. They're giving them a lot of challenge. Okay, and it will bring out about some mental changes. Like I mentioned, the depressed mood, you start to feel very unmotivated, low self-esteem, okay, and you just suddenly feel like you have arrived to a plunge. Okay, and all these things will happen mentally. So how about physically? So physical changes are such as weight, fat gain, okay, you start to have bones and muscle loss, very wobbly, the way you walk is unstable, and you also experience fatigue at this point of time. Okay, so high insulin level, we learned for women, it will increase testosterone, right? But for men, strangely and interestingly, it will actually decrease testosterone, all right? Now, waist circumference is shown, okay, 4-inch increase in waist size can deplete your testosterone as much as 75%. Well, I'm sure you must be startled. What, 75%? But I'm sure there's also a part of you that feels that you can't really believe these figures because it's a 4-inch increase anyway. Not everybody would increase in 4-inch so drastically. How about if I only increase 1 inch or 2 inch? Okay, what kind of change would it be reflected in my testosterone levels, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this picture. Okay, the clinical manifestation of testosterone deficiency in the degree of deficiency, okay, from mild to severe levels. So hormones are very sensitive, all right? It's unlike other indicators, like for example, if you have 1 or 2 units lesser, it's fine. Okay, our body can still adapt to it. But hormones are on a very different ballgame. Even a slight decrease or a slight increase can cause a myriad of different reactions, okay, to happen. So you see, very mild degree of deficiency can already start to affect what? Decrease libido and vitality. All right, this is when you can already, slight decrease is, we are talking about the mild level, okay? You can already start to experience that, and fertility is already affected at the very mild level, okay? And you will start to have feelings of fatigue, okay? Mood changes is actually when, the deficiency is considered mild. So as this progresses even more severely, this is where you experience even more physical manifestations such as insomnia, even flushes, okay, decreased muscle mass and visceral fat, and in some cases even testicular atrophy, meaning to say that your testicles can shrink. Okay, so all these can lead to a decreased functioning of manhood, and it can really drastically affect men's quality of life. All right? So now, how can we reverse this? And how can we start to manage it to ensure that it does not continue to plunge down, all right? And we can maintain it, okay, as healthy as possible. So this is what we have learned. The key is insulin, right? Because it can decrease testosterone. So we have to first of all manage the insulin, which is the sugar part first, right? So this is an image of a fiber molecule. So a fiber molecule looks very similar to that of a sugar molecule, with the only exception of the ending of this group, where the hydrocarbons, okay, and this particular group is on the flip side. Very minor changes, okay? So fiber and sugar having almost similar structure. Okay, they are very similar in structure, and as a result, okay, this allows glucose to be attracted to fiber, and it can be removed a lot more efficiently. All right, and because of how the sugar molecules were to bind to the fiber, and the stronger the fiber molecule is able to better, carry the sugar molecule and to be released from the body. Okay, so of course, we know fiber, okay, we can get it from food. So how does this differ with what Unicity has? All right, so normal fiber you can see here, Okay, it has a very watery gel texture. The viscosity is not so thick. Okay, you can still see clear, watery gel texture. And it has at most 1 to 2 fiber types. Okay, this is something that you can find very commonly in drugstores where they can put psyllium husk or some other fiber, and they claim they can help with constipation, right? So at most they will just use 1 or 2, they will not use beyond that. Again, the technology is most of the time not declared, and we do not know the mechanism of action. So it's just being sold as a food product, say that it's good for your digestive system. So you do not know beyond that, okay, how effective does it work? So far, talking to friends, and I have clients who asked this before, the results are mixed. Okay, not everybody who consume a drugstore type of fiber experience the relief anyway. Okay, and effectiveness, like I said, is questionable. Not everybody experience relief. And this is the worst thing really, is the taste and the smell. And frankly, if something don't taste nice, no matter how good is it for you, and especially with fiber, it gels up and it just don't look very good, I'm pretty sure you won't want to take it repetitively, right? Despite of how good it can be. So as for BioSlife S, okay, just to let you know, we have very good news. Okay, this is the brand new packaging of BioSlife S that's going to come anytime soon. All right, and the packaging is very similar to that of Balance in the US. So good news, you are first to know if you attend today's session. Okay, so if you just see the appearance itself, we can already identify that there is some major differences. First of all, the texture is a lot thicker. Okay, there's more viscous. Okay, and it has 6 fiber types. All right, 6 different types of fibers, and on top of the 6 different fiber types, we have added what we call the 7X technology. All right, in which we use 7 other plant compounds, which is patented by Unicity to produce this effect. Whenever it's combined with these 6 fiber types, it will expand and in a much bigger capacity compared to a normal fiber. And this is why our fiber, when you take it, you can see differences in your metabolic indicators, in your lipid profile, all right? In which a normal fiber will not be able to give you that kind of result, right? And the effectiveness is proven, okay, by many testimonials around the world. And the best thing is that it tastes good and it's pleasant. All right, taking this is something that you feel like you don't really have to think much about it, and it reminds you to keep taking it every day. So this is actually a very important factor, and I can say confidently that you have mastered the formula to effectively manage this problem. So we have counted the effect of insulin, all right? That's the main thing. So the next thing we want to really tackle is the area of fat, all right? So chlorogenic acid, okay, that's present in uni mate, is shown to influence both glucose and fat metabolism. All right, it can have this capacity, and study shows that it can suppress body weight gain and visceral fat accumulation. Okay, it can actually put a stop to that and can suppress that effect whenever it comes into our body. And the best thing is that it has positive effects on the brain, makes us feel great, and stress, just so you know, is another core factor behind hormone imbalances. All right, it's one of the key reasons, okay, why hormone imbalance can be more severe or complicated in a person, right? So it helps to manage the stress, okay, and help to simulate the process of fat burning. Okay, so when you put everything together, this is how it looks like, right? Okay, so this is what we say, okay, BioSlife Slim with dinner, all right, fasting will start, okay, blood sugar normalizes, okay, insulin level drop, okay, until resets. This is where it's already 6 a.m. So this is where uni mate comes into the picture. When I relate with fat burning, right? At 8 a.m., you can see that when you take uni mate, it will further increase the fat burning capacity and increase human growth hormone, right? HGH, okay, which is very important in the area of burning fat as well. Okay, so it further ramps up fat burning, and which will be at the best state until you break your fast. So this is where BioSlife come into the picture. Okay, so with both of these combination is the perfect solution to help. And in fact, it has already helped many people around the world to transform their life and to bring their health to another new level. Okay, so these are testimonials from all around the world. Okay, so we have spoke about the metabolic part, okay, about how insulin plays with testosterone. So now we want to talk about another aspect, which is our natural body hormones, okay? And how does enjuvenate come into the picture? So this is a very important question, right? What is the competitive age? We can buy a lot of herbs out there, you know, many people can be selling us herbs, okay, claiming that if you take this one can help, you take that one can help, right? So what really makes this formula special, okay, and it stands out from our competitors? So let's look at this structurally, all right? The first aspect is GABA, okay, gamma aminobutyric acid. Okay, so this is not a very popular supplement here in Malaysia, okay, and not so popular in Singapore also, but it's very popular in Japan. Okay, it actually came from there. So GABA is a very potent kind of food supplement because it is technically like a neurotransmitter. Okay, its effect can directly increase serotonin levels. So this can help to relax the brain, okay, and it can help to also relieve the effect of andropause-related insomnia, anxiety, and mood changes. So you can try to find GABA supplement online, but most of the time they're overseas, and the amount that they provide is not very high. Okay, at most I see is maybe 2 grams or 3 grams. But what we have here is 5 grams, all right, which is given in a significant dose and is sufficient enough to produce beneficial effect for men or women's mental well-being. All right, so this is very important, especially when the insomnia that kicks in when you're aging. So next, there's these other 3 ingredients that we can commonly find in fitness supplements, all right? Things like ornithine, glutamine, you know, and this other third one. So you may be thinking, why do we need to put this into enjuvenate? It has a purpose, okay? Because one of the main reasons, okay, of hormone imbalances, especially at aging, is the decline of muscle mass. So these are very unique amino acid, okay, especially this combination is not frequently found. It is used in muscle building, all right, and many people also use, this may not be exclusively for those who are anti-aging. So for example, if you are bodybuilding, okay, you are trying to build up muscles, actually this is also very good, okay, because it helps to build muscles, okay, promote blood circulation and athletic performance, your exercise performance as well. So this is for, you know, anybody who wants to build muscles and for those who want to preserve their muscle mass as a result of aging. Okay, thirdly, maca and tribulus. Both of these are very common, especially in men. Yeah, I'm sure that you have heard of this before, okay, used in Asia, in Western societies for centuries. So this is very common that you can find outside, and maca and tribulus at most, they will sell you 250 milligrams or at most 500. So for us, we have these herbs that is 2 to 3 times higher than standard supplements. All right, we have measured the efficacy dose, okay, and we have given the possible dose that you can really give the kind of effect. So this is the reason why, okay, many people, once they're on enjuvenate, they can immediately feel the difference after taking it. All right, they can immediately feel like they can sleep better, right? They can sleep better the next day, they feel really good, and they feel like they're stronger, okay, they can definitely feel how it managed their menopausal symptoms, hot flashes, and even for men in their vitality and things like that, okay? So most of the time, you can't see a combination of these 3 in one supplement. It's very, very rare. Okay, most of the time you see is just they separate it, 3 different supplements. Okay, but for us, we combine this in consideration of all of the physiological changes that will happen as a person age. Right? So in this sense, it is a complete anti-aging and hormonal support that can be given to anyone who is interested to really maintain that in their lives. Right? And this is really very unique, okay, and I've not seen this combination before as well. Right? So still have 5 more minutes. Okay, I hope you can still bear with me. Since we're at this topic, I want to also talk a bit about this as well. All right, it's also a really good supplement, but just not the right time to talk about it. So since we're at it, okay, this is actually targeted nutrients specifically for the male organ, right? So how? So one thing I want to really stress is on prostate health. Many men know, okay, prostate health is important, and I'm pretty sure we all have also heard of people around us who have problems, especially when they are at a particular age. So what is the function of prostate? Okay, what are the potential problems that can happen? So most men have continued prostate growth throughout life. It's fun fact, all right? We never really thought about it, but yes, most men, your prostate will grow bigger and bigger with time. The balance of hormones in your body changes as you get older, right? You'll be there's a lot more fluctuation that can happen. And this can cause your prostate gland to grow. All right, this is an interesting fact, all right, due to the testosterone. Okay, so as you can see here, all right, this is what we call the prostate. So the function of the prostate is to produce fluid for your sperm. Okay, so you can see this is a normal prostate, and this is where your urine can pass through normally. But with a person with an enlarged prostate, okay, when the prostate tends to get bigger, okay, as a result of hormonal imbalances, it can really give your urine a very hard time coming out. Okay, you can see it accumulating here. So once it becomes too much and it's hard to urinate, okay, you have a lot of uncomfortable urinary symptoms, okay, blocking the flow of urine out from the bladder. And this can cause not just only discomfort, but some potential disease as well. Okay, because once there's an overflow of urine, there's a lot of bacteria, so then infections can very commonly occur. So it can cause infections at the bladder, and it can spread to your urinary tract, or worse still, it can cause kidney problems. All right, so prostate issue it can be quite debilitating, but it is not something that we need to be too afraid of, because interventions can still be done. All right, and supplementation can actually help in this regard. Okay, so looking at our formulation, how does this help? All right, so saw palmetto, okay, is very commonly used in formulations that can help in managing healthy prostate. All right, when taken together with pumpkin seed, as you can see here, all right, a safe and effective alternative treatment to treat enlarged prostate. Okay, it's very commonly used in this situation. And also, we have things like lycopene. Right, lycopene is also found in the skin of tomatoes. It's an antioxidant, and it's a very strong one. And a lot of studies find that it has a correlation towards reducing prostate cancer risk. Okay, so lycopene is very commonly used as a protective agent for men's health. Last but not least, pumpkin seed, okay, is also very well known in the area of men's health because it's high in zinc. Right, antioxidants that can contribute to healthy testosterone levels and improve overall health. Okay, not just only that, a pumpkin seed can also help in some cases where men have hair loss. Okay, also help in men healthy energy levels as well. So pumpkin seed is actually something very beneficial for men's health due to its nature and high in zinc. Okay. All right, so we have finally come to the end of today's session. So I just want to do a quick summary so that you will also be able to absorb what you've learned today. So first, the influence of hormones in men's health is stronger than you think. All right, it's something that really happens, okay, as we've seen the graph just now. But the problem is there isn't much awareness and people don't talk about it enough. So knowing this can give you knowledge and you can better prepare yourself for better health. And the reality is testosterone will decline with age, right? And andropause is a real thing. It's just like how we will also go through menopause. And every age will benefit from good hormonal balance. It's not just only for those who are at the older age, but even those who are young as well. Right? The earlier you have, you can delay things like hair fall, you can delay things like muscle loss, visceral fat increase. Okay, this is very common with aging as well. So the earlier you start to take good care of men's hormonal balance, the better off you will be, right? So how? 3 things. First, you have to control your insulin levels and your fat percentage, because both of these will decrease your testosterone. So Feel Great can help us to achieve that. And secondly, we have to consume something that can really target our hormone health. So Enjuvenate can help to do it, to restore that balance in our health. And last but not least, you need to have something for your reproductive organ, right? For male organ. So in this case, prostate TLC is good and is beneficial in that regard. Okay, so I have come to the end of today's presentation. So thank you everybody for your kind attention. All right. So
last question.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can. Sure.
Hi, can I ask a question, right? Hi, Dexter lah. So I wanted to ask you, I mean, based on what you presented, right?
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing more about the part on the what you said andropause is a reality? What exactly is an andropause?
Okay, like you see just now, okay, andropause is the description of a decline of testosterone levels. Okay, let me just bring you back to that slide, yeah? So we have a visual to know what is that, okay? Okay, so as you can see here, testosterone hormones will decline with age, especially when you hit 40 years old. All right, so for women, the same thing also happens, but it's estrogen. So women, of course, we all know it's menopause, right? So for men, we don't use that term. So scientifically, they use another term, which is called andropause, to describe this phenomenon.
But what will happen if your testosterone drop at age 40?
Okay, so we can start to see here. One of the first few things that you may notice is the decline of your male reproductive organs. Okay, you will not be able to function as optimally. Decreased libido, vitality, and fatigue may be a thing as well. Some changes in your brain, in your mood. Okay, but I would have to say that the onset and the symptoms of andropause will not be as apparent compared to women. All right, women's decline of estrogen will produce a lot more significant symptoms compared to men. So some men, even though they have a decline of their testosterone, for example, okay, but they don't have hot flushes and all that, okay, it may not disturb them as much, okay, but metabolically, it may, okay, your fat percentage may increase, okay, your metabolism will decrease, okay, you find it harder to lose weight, okay, and your sugar levels, okay, your insulin levels may go haywire. So the side effects, you can see it presented a lot more apparent in your metabolic indicators in that sense. All right, so yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Understand. So the main thing is that when there's a decline in the testosterone, right?
Yes.
It causes hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
So when you have hormonal imbalance, that is when, like what you said, you probably mood swing, depression, your how to say, you have flushes, red, I mean, like, you know, your face turn red, and a lot of other negative, I mean, issues that comes with it. So you were saying that in order to prevent all this from happening, you know, when you are 40, the three things is you need to control your insulin, right? You cannot let it go up too much, because if it goes up too much, your testosterone will drop.
Yes.
And this will, and you cannot let your fat percentage go up too much as well.
Correct.
Because your testosterone will drop a lot because of your fat. So you're saying to use this feel great thing, right? What is feel great thing? Is it the same as the BIOS Life S?
Oh, okay. This feel great thing has Unimate. It has BIOS Life S as well.
Oh, BIOS Life S and Unimate, right? So
correct.
Two products, right?
Yes.
Then what is the Enjuvenate and prostate TLC?
Okay, this Enjuvenate, all right, I will just bring you to that slide. That one is targeted mainly for hormones. Okay, so if you see the, I will just go straight to it. It's faster. Okay, it's actually, okay, basically it looks like this. Okay, so this is, we formulate it really specially in the area of hormones and anti-aging. Okay, because hormone and anti-aging, they're quite correlated. So as you can see here, right? Okay, that this can actually target few things. The mental part, all right, we use GABA, all right, and this thing is actually very strong and very potent, and its effect is almost instantaneous. So many people, after they take this, they can feel it, and immediately the next day they feel better. So this can really help to manage the mood swings, okay, and the problems that come with the decline of their hormones. And ornithine, glutamine, and all this part is more towards the muscle and the fat percentage as well. Okay, that this will happen, when you age. All right. So these are the specific type of amino acid that we have selected, targeted really just to preserve that. And of course, one of the main things is also the maca and tribulus. All right, here that you can see is 2 to 3 times higher. All right. Okay, it's 2 to 3 times higher here. Yeah. So this is really the main thing, and it's not only for people who are interested in anti-aging. I mean, interested in andropause. Okay, for those who are younger, all right, who are really into fitness or want to look young. Okay, this can also help to maintain that. So the earlier is it that you consume this, and I think late 30s is a good time. Okay, can really help to preserve your youthfulness as well. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Enjuvenate.
What about the prostrate? The prostrate TLC is this is the one lah.
Yeah. And fun fact, just so you know, 95% of testosterone is produced in the male organs there. All right. So actually, this one is good and also quite important if you ask me. Okay, because it's really targeted to really preserve the male organ. Right. So of course, you know that I think we have gone through this just now. Okay. Yeah, so correct. How? Sorry.
Yeah, correct. You have went through this already. So yeah. Understand. But then this prostrate thing, by eating the pills, it doesn't stop it from growing. The reason why people have prostate cancer or prostate issue is because the thing keeps growing and expanding in size, that it blocks the flow of the urine. So how does eating this supplement help?
Okay, we're talking about benign. So if you're talking about just early stages, okay, if you identify it early enough, all right, and you go to the doctor and you can still stop. So some doctors would say that, okay, sometimes supplement can help. All right, but for more serious case where it has already become malignant, all right, when it become cancerous, then of course supplement won't be able to help already. Then you have to go to more drastic measures to be able to stop that. Yeah, so this is more for benign and more mild cases of prostate enlargement.
So it will prevent it from growing further, lah. That's the main thing. It will stop.
Yes, it can stop. Yes, correct.
Okay, understand. Thank you for sharing.
No problem. Okay, glad. The first question, very good. All right, okay. Can take Unimate mix with protein and milk powder. This is a very interesting kind of mix. Okay, Unimate with protein, yes, okay. Milk powder, I suppose you can do it if you want to further boost your protein intake. So yeah, generally there won't be any interaction. So if you want to take this to further boost, it's not really a problem. Okay, prostate TLC is available in Singapore for $60. Is it recommended for continuous use for men above 40? Of course, I understand that there is a cost concern here. All right. That may not, be able to be available for everyone. But of course, if you talk purely from the science point of view, of course, this will be the best, right? Because at 40, this is where your prostate will continue to enlarge, by the way. Okay, the more it declines your testosterone, it will become more. So as a safety precaution, of course, if you would like to prevent that, or you have noticed some differences already, then it would be recommended to take. Okay, so I would say yes, because generally it is, from a formulation point of view, it's very, very good. Okay, you have a combination of many different type of herbs and really high quality nutrients that's been studied a lot in clinical settings to use it. All right. So if cost is not a concern, I highly recommend it. Thank you for your question. All right. Can share more about what GABA, amino acid, and herbs can be used to effect anti-aging and hormones? Okay, I can. All right, but you'll be around the same thing that I've said. Okay, so GABA, like I said, is a very strong kind of food type of supplements. Okay, it can be measured at the same potency as a drug. Actually, it's very strong, and that's the reason why many countries you can't really get it. All right, so it will inhibit. Okay, it's like it can inhibit certain neurotransmitter also at the same time. So this is why it can make a person really calm. Okay, it can really just reduce the kind of stress in their minds. So this is one of the major factors, and this can really improve quality of sleep as well. Quality of sleep can also increase our human growth hormone. Okay, human growth hormone, I have to talk about this another session. Okay, next month, okay, most likely I'll touch on human growth hormone. It's very directly related. So the more human growth hormone you have, it's also very beneficial for your metabolic health and is protective, okay, towards the aging process as well. So GABA indirectly can affect that. And all these amino acid, okay, all this is help in muscle building, okay, nothing much on that, but these are selective type, okay, that's not commonly found in standard supplements, and the effect will be stronger. Okay, more specific towards muscle health. And herbs, okay, as you already know, maca and tribulus is for vitality, energy, and it's very good for libido and fertility in men. So this is very good also. Taken in combination can be very helpful, right? So will prostate TLC be available? Okay, frankly, if it can be available, we have brought in a long time ago, right? But I'm really not very sure. Okay, what is the regulation? There are some regulation issues that some of the ingredients can't bring in. So I don't know why. Okay, frankly. So if we will let you know. Okay, but at the moment, unfortunately, it's not available in Malaysia. Okay, so wow, it's very good. And hi all the way from Algeria, okay, from attending our session today. So I really enjoyed your questions, and I hope that you've also learned a thing or two. So we will continue the topic of hormones. Okay, we have not really spoke about this before. So stay tuned. We are at the final stage of designing our topics for the next 2 months. So be sure you look into it. We will touch on many other hormones that you have heard but you don't really know, such as human growth hormone, for example, thyroid, okay, and how all these in combination will affect our metabolism. So it's very exciting. So I do hope you join us. And all right, so we will see you really soon. Stay tuned. Okay, we will share with you the details as soon as we can. All right, so thank you, Inghai and Andren from Jakarta. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. I hope to see you again soon. See you in our next session in November. All right, thank you very much.